Tinfoil Testament is a podcast available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and other platforms, hosted by a group of three friends who explore conspiracy theories, unexplained mysteries, strange historical events, and tinfoil hat topics in casual conversation style. Thank you all for listening.
Just a quick disclaimer for everybody listening to the third segment. If you are not with your parent, go ask your parent, because this one gets a little bit graphic in what we are discussing. So if you have little kids and you don't want them to hear that last segment, just be forewarned and enjoy the show. Goodbye.
Pineapple.
Again.
Pineapple.
Again.
Pineapple.
There you go. We got three of them now.
Pineapple.
Pine. Apple tree. There was a older gentleman at Walmart that thought I was Blake's dad. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I could see the resemblance.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Blake, like always, had his hand around my neck, and he said, "Oh, you're taking care of your dad, huh? Well, that's good."
What did Blake say?
He didn't say anything. I started laughing. I said, "Yep." I grabbed his shoulder and said, "Yep, taking care of your old man." We walked out and we started laughing. I said, sometimes it's just easier to go along with it than try to explain it.
No, this is my uncle.
He's my uncle, actually.
I would have loved to see the old man's reaction if Blake said that.
These tablet kids.
Like if he said, "That's my nephew."
That's my nephew.
I'm taking care of my nephew. No.
And I'd be like, "That's my cousin uncle."
What in the hillbilly is this?
Just when you thought everything was fake and gay, it's going to get worse with weather modification.
Have you heard about the German dragon that lives in Maryland?
Sometimes you get left in your own luggage at the train station, so you haunt it. Welcome back to another episode of Tinfoil Testament. We are still three friends in a four-sided room. I'm here with Andrew.
Hello.
Jeremy.
Welcome back, YouTube. This is Jeremy.
And myself.
Welcome back, Spotify. This is Andrew.
Andrew's going out of town, so the next episode will be with somebody else.
Maybe.
I invited two people. They may both just sketch on us.
The next several weeks is going to be awkward.
Yeah.
He's going to be out of town. Then we'll be fine for a week or two. And then I'm going to be out of town for work for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you need to quit your job.
Yeah, I do. But I can't because of money.
Same for us all.
But
You just quit your job. I don't want to hear
did.
this.
my music is debuting. So
Debuting.
Well, congratulations.
if that takes off, which it probably won't, but if that takes off,
Anywho, I tried to get gas on the way here. All the pumps, except for 2 at the Circle K and 2 at the Shell, are working.
I mean,
Are they out of gas, or are they just
They're wrapped up, so I guess
with the bag, out of order bag?
These were plastic, like just regular bags that you get your stuff from the gas station.
they were Kroger bags.
But when I got in line and got to the Shell, it took a long time to get $35.
So it's probably running out.
Yep.
That ain't good.
Oh,
The guy in front of me was yelling at the cashier because he didn't get, quote, all of his $80, and he had like 4 cans of gas.
huh.
So is there something going on that I don't know?
I called Victoria and I was like, hey, did you see anything on the news today? Because, she don't really work.
I'm chronically online, so
yeah.
I should have seen something.
See, I brought up the gas stuff you were talking about yesterday,
Yeah.
and my coworker who
For the people.
True.
The gasoline in our vehicles is going faster.
The quality is worse.
It seems to be depleting faster than
so
normal.
they're diluting it. They're diluting it. The theory is they're diluting it with more ethanol.
Yeah.
I told my coworker, and he's from California, and you're from California, so you know about this as well. That California has a winter mix and a summer mix.
Yeah.
And he said, wonder if, and this is the time they change it, is the end of April, beginning of May. So he said he wonders if that's just starting to spread, and maybe this is the summer mix.
Yeah. It's stupid. It is literally stupid.
So what's the summer mix?
I have no idea.
More ethanol.
I have no idea.
That's weird. I've never heard that.
I hadn't either.
It was to help your car not gel up, but it's gasoline. It's
That's
not diesel. Yeah, exactly.
What? And it doesn't get cold in California besides northern part.
Like in California's weather.
It is stupid.
California is the dumbest state.
So now we're going to be all rioting in the street over gasoline because we can't get it.
Gasoline and toilet paper.
Dude, and then another weird thing that happened is I got home from work and my water pressure is like 15%.
That's a thing that I've been seeing for our town specifically, like online.
Yeah, I saw something about the water is being messed up somewhere, and I guess maybe it's. I'm hoping that
it could be transitioning from the town over that bought us out. Remember?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So the town beside us, they were putting in new water lines on that highway, and starting to transition over because they bought out our town's water system because we have too many people for our water.
Yeah.
So
like
it could be that, maybe, possibly.
I hope it is something that's impacting the region and not specifically my house because
No, it's not.
Yeah, because you already had 2 water heaters.
Grandma said something about it too. So
I've had so many things go wrong in the past like 2 months. Like you said, the water heaters, which wasn't the past 2 months, and then I had the car battery and my washing machine.
Your filter.
It's like, I don't want to deal with water. I don't.
Do a super chat for Jeremy, guys.
Super chat.
Even though you can't yet.
Send Jeremy a full penny, and that's how you get a blessing from God.
True. For every $10,000 you send me, God will give you 1,000% back.
Straight to prosperity.
God
gospel.
will give you God will give you blessings upon blessings.
So send me $1 million and you'll get
a crown in heaven, specifically that says 1 million
for Jeremy.
For Jeremy.
But weird things are going on. Very weird things.
Speaking of weird things,
what's up with the weather, man?
What's up with the gay weather?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Yeah, you took my.
Sorry.
You took it. So the gay weather. Iran wouldn't like me saying that very much.
They don't like the gays.
So
they do not.
They don't.
Or their weather.
We're going to go into that. Everybody's talking about this. I don't know if y'all heard about it or anything. You have not?
About what?
Iran.
What about?
Okay, you haven't heard about it.
Yeah, they're changing the Strait of Hormuz to the Gay of Hormuz.
If you heard about it, then you'd know.
I knew that.
But before we get into that, we're going to talk about Operation Popeye.
I love their chicken.
Sailor
The
Man.
spicy chicken.
Yeah. Okay. So Operation Popeye, also known as Project Popeye, Sober Popeye, Motor Pool,
Popeye,
or Intermediate
Popeye,
Intermediary Compatriot,
Popeye,
was a highly classified U.S. military weather modification program conducted during the Vietnam War from 67 to 72. It was the first known instance of weather being used as a tactical weapon in warfare.
Okay. Not really.
Not really.
Because, I mean, if you want to, I guess the claim is being manipulated, quote unquote, as a weapon, but like
emotionally.
Yeah, yes, they manipulated the weather emotionally. It's to get it to do it their way. No, but like people, like they in Russia, the harsh conditions, they would use that to their advantage.
Okay, Yes,
So-
yes, I know what you're saying,
So
but
it's
this
like,
is
weather's been an impact for.
yes, that is using strategy around the weather. This is modifying the weather to
That's what I said. You probably mean specifically like modifying it or manipulating it, but
Cloud seeding.
yes, it's the weather being used as a tactical weapon, as a actual weapon. What you're describing is the tactics around weather, how to fight in certain weather conditions. This is using weather as a weapon. You understand?
I understand.
Okay.
This is how we fight in the rain.
So the program's main goal was to extend the monsoon season over targeted sections of the Ho Chi Minh Trail,
The Ho Chi Minh.
the critical North Vietnamese supply route running through Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. By increasing rainfall, the U.S. aimed to 1. Soften the road surface and create mud. 2. Trigger landslides along the roadways. 3. Wash out river crossing and bridges. 4. Keep soil saturated longer than normal, slowing or interdicting truck traffic and troop movements. It was not about creating storms from nothing, but enhancing existing clouds in the naturally rainy monsoon period to make logistics even more difficult for the Army. So,
didn't work out too well for us, did it?
dude, okay. I'm going to be breathing heavy a lot in this episode because I just ate a lot of food.
And because I'm going to
And
make
it's hard to breathe.
comments that are going to make you sigh because you're just
Yes.
like, what are you doing?
So, if you hear me,
stick up for him.
if you hear me just,
Yeah.
it's because I'm a fat pig and I can't control what I put in my mouth. All right.
What did you eat?
Thai curry.
He was manipulated into it
Yeah, that's pretty good.
by the weather.
So, how it worked, and this is all coming to Iran. The U.S. Air Force aircraft, primarily from the 54th Weather Reconnaissance Squadron, operating out of Thailand, often undercover, dispersed silver iodide and sometimes lead iodide, flares and particles in to suitable clouds. I couldn't read that word for a second. So this cloud seeding technique was intended to stimulate precipitation by providing
Condensation.
NuClei,
Incline?
nuclei,
Oh.
nuclei for water droplets to form around. So this has been going on since the 40s, with causing more rain to happen,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just giving you a little history about this. Now, Iran, everybody's talking about it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure other podcasts, whenever this comes out, 2 weeks from now, a week from now,
They're going to steal our thunder like they always do.
Probably.
quote stealing, because we're all talking about it at the same time. Iran claims there's no solid proof and there's no solid evidence for this, but Iran claims that during this war, a few days ago, they hit a weather modification center in the UAE. And since then, there's been insane amount of rain in the region, in Iran,
boy.
Turkey, and Iraq. And it has been like a monsoon over there.
Is it typically the time of year for it?
Well, they have been in a serious drought for decades now. And it's been to the point that they were really considering heavily to move the capital and move everybody
Oh, wow.
within the capital of Tehran out of that region into another city because they were on 1%, from what I hear, of their water reserves. So, and they're claiming that since they hit this station, apparently it's a U.S. military base that they struck. And since they hit that, over the past several days, it has been raining so much that all the dams that they have are overflowing to the point that they have to open up the gates and let water gush out. All the underground water reservoirs are so full that it's creating natural springs everywhere, like just water coming up out of the ground. And obviously mudslides, everything else that happens.
Yeah.
Flooding. And it's very similar. Do y'all remember Saudi Arabia, I believe it was? When they were doing cloud seeding, they were open about it. They were trying to create rain.
Yep.
It completely flooded. Was it Dubai?
Dubai.
I believe it was.
I don't remember. I just vaguely remember they were doing it.
Okay.
It was so long ago.
It was like a year or two ago.
So long ago.
Anyway, they were open about what they were doing, and they said that they put too much in the atmosphere, and it caused a ton of flooding. Now, the president of Iran back in 2011 claimed that
We were stealing, right?
we were, well, I'm trying to remember because I saw this on a post and I don't have it, but
If it's the same post,
he was
that I'm
claiming
thinking about.
that the UAE, the US, and possibly like the WEF, possibly.
WWF.
Not the World Economic Forum, but the
WHO.
The WHO. World Health. No.
The World Wrestling Federation.
Oh man.
Is it the one where they said that people were stealing their rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What
He
you're
was
talking
claiming that the US, the UAE, they were stealing their clouds, stealing their
Yeah.
rain all the way back in 2011. And that's why they were in such a drought. And Iran supposedly been trying to get this to the UN and trying to get this all sorted out, supposedly. Well, now, all of a sudden, when they hit this facility, boom, a ridiculous amount of rain.
And now that makes everybody there believe what they were saying.
Yeah. However, on the non-conspiracy side of everything, people are saying that climate change has a role in this. How much you believe in climate change, that's up to you.
100%. We believe.
Yeah. It is what it is. Too many people have talked about climate change. I'm not going to talk trying to persuade anybody.
I will. You better believe that I'm not.
Al Gore says.
Al Gore.
Al Gore invented the internet, so you have to do what he tells you.
Yes, he owns the internet now, actually.
Nice.
You can have it with all the AI garbage.
They're saying that, of course, climate change has to do with this, and that abnormally warm weather at the time is causing a influx of
water,
the rain cycle to happen out of the sea, evaporation. Wow, my brain's not working right now.
It's okay.
Anyway,
I mean, you have seen everything.
I've seen everything. I know everything. Always.
It gets to be a lot. Your brain overloads. It's understandable. We've all been there.
Like my stomach right now.
Andrew literally has to create new things so that he can stimulate the part of his brain that sees.
But it doesn't work
new
because he
things.
already knows the new thing.
Yeah. So they're saying that climate change has to do with this, and it just so happened to be circumstance that all of a sudden now this drought has ended as soon as Iran goes to war with the U.S. and they're bombing all of our bases. And since then, now there's a crap load of water everywhere. I believe it was April 13th when they bombed this specific facility.
Why didn't they bomb it years
Space.
ago?
They didn't know where it was.
Well, you know,
Just a lucky shot.
Yeah. Just keep shooting until something happens.
if Iran bombed a U.S. military base in the UAE years ago, I mean, that would have caused war.
True.
I mean, we were already at war.
Hold on. I'm sorry this is slightly derailing, but it is on topic too. If we were genuinely doing what they said they were doing, nobody believed them. So to prove it, they bombed the facility that was doing it. And when they bombed the facility that was doing it, the rain comes back. I think most of the world would look at that and say justified.
Yeah.
So
Well, true. Yes, true. However, if everybody's in on it too, if the if the UN's on it,
everybody's in on it. It's like gaslighting them. Yeah,
I mean, it's just like, oh no, I don't believe that. This was unprovoked.
How dare you bomb them? All they were doing was just taking your water.
And the U.S. has never been known to gaslight foreign countries.
No. We're straight up with everybody.
That would be so funny. Well, that should not be funny, but just like the idea, like everybody was in on it. It's like, oh. Anyway, sorry, but
I mean, from what it sounds like, yeah. Now, it could have been a UAE military base that they bombed itself. I've only heard from one source that it was a U.S. military base. And you know how the internet is.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So I just know that it was in United Arab Emirates. That's where the base was. So I bring up Project Popeye because, I mean, we've known about cloud seeding for a very long time. And that is a form of weather modification. Do y'all think that there is a form of weather modification to keep rain from coming? That's the question.
Yeah.
Jeremy?
I think if there's weather modification, there's weather modification for all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard claims, HARP, HARP?
Yeah.
HARP, the place in Alaska that does scientific studies on the stratosphere. No, the ionosphere. The stratosphere is where the weather happens. Ionosphere is above that. They claim that what they do does not tamper the weather in any way. And there's been a lot of, quote, credible sources that say you conspiracy theories are dumb. However, I've seen it, I've heard it as extreme as HARP causes earthquakes.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
And they control every aspect and everything that you can think of. They control weather. So I follow this woman on Instagram, Ariana Masters. She's really tinfoil. She jokes around.
When she's coming on the show.
She jokes around and she puts an actual tinfoil hat on.
Oh.
And but
The fourth one.
She talks about radar manipulation of weather. She can look on the like weather radar maps, and you can see the pulsing of radio waves from different towers and stuff like that, which are completely natural. And then she'll show these really sharp, straight lines, and sometimes they look like waves, like actual waves, just bombarding
the straits.
Just bombarding storms, and all of a sudden they start growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And she's claiming just by looking at these weather maps that they're manipulating the weather this way
I can see that.
rather than putting silver iodide,
Yeah.
not iodine,
I know what you're
iodide.
talking about. Yeah.
into the weather system.
That's one way to, like, because you can't just make, I guess you could build a bunch of turbines and try to force something one way, like wind, and make the pressures go up and down.
Blow it away.
Yeah.
Like,
Go out.
push it all to where the pressure's really high, and then you end up with a tornado or whatever. But the radio waves might, you never know.
Yeah. So she's more of the conservative worldview. So, but she's got several videos about that type of weather modification. So, I don't know. Is it the fact that the U.S. is starting to cause the flooding themselves, and Iran is just saying it's a victory for us because we bombed this base?
I mean, if you can control the weather that specifically, that's one great way to really take out your enemy.
Yeah, because I mean, you send a tornado over there, and there's no real way to prove that a country did that,
and it's like,
or floods or whatever.
We have the Geneva Convention against all these types of different weapons. The weather, I don't think, has ever been labeled as a weapon.
Yeah, there's a theory that ninjas or butterflies they came up with.
Probably stole it from us.
That the glitter factories,
glitter,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
Which I don't know if they exactly came up with it or not. It might not be original.
It's been around for a minute.
But that the glitter factories work for the government to create the silver iodide, aluminum iodide, and lead, this mixture to cause the rain within the chemtrails. That's kind of their theory, because there's only either two companies or two factories.
It's very monopolized.
That create glitter. And
globally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very highly classified.
Their biggest buyer by like a landslide is classified, and you're not allowed to figure out anything about it.
It's the government.
So
it's Michael's and Hobby Lobby.
Joann's. That's what I'm trying to think of. Joann's.
Maybe we should get into the glitter business, fellas.
Dude.
No thanks.
There's only two other people we got to beat out.
Yeah, but
they might kill us to keep it.
But then we have to have glitter.
Then we'd be gay.
I got a guy.
True.
That's where the gay weather comes.
It's the gay weather. It's made by glitter.
Big glitter.
I did see a video. I didn't watch it, but I saw it today, and I was gonna watch it later. But Tornado Valley it looks like it's moving
east. Yes, it is. I saw that too.
Really? Do you know that Tennessee holds the record for the most nighttime tornadoes?
Probably because every single time there's a storm, it's at night.
Yes.
And for some reason, it's always at night here.
We
I don't
just had
understand.
one hit down, didn't we?
2.
When was this?
When this last storm hit, like
Really?
Monday, Tuesday.
I didn't know there was
Couple days ago.
tornadoes.
It was like a quick and then went up because there was only a little small patch where trees were down and stuff.
Huh. But yeah, I saw that it was moving. I was like, kind of makes sense. This year in particular has been pretty.
Yeah.
Like usually April is a lot of rain and a lot of storms, and
we've only had like 2-3 storms in April,
if that.
Yeah, and hardly any rain. So
It's very strange.
yes, which I've got a theory on that too.
Say it.
Because this isn't my theory, but they're shutting down energy this year because of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
Theory is that Trump right now is also keeping it closed, not just Iran, because he wants the world to come to the U.S. to buy our oil.
Yes, that's why we got Venezuela.
But because of that, there's many countries that are starving for oil, for energy, and that fertilizer also is coming out of there. 20 to 30% of the world's fertilizer comes out of Strait of Hormuz. So they're claiming that there's going to be drought. They're claiming that there's going to be mass famine. And with the oil shortage, their countries are going to start placing how much gasoline you can buy, how much diesel you can buy, putting limits on that. So the theory is that they're going to do COVID 2.0, but instead of by health, they're going to control you by where you can go and by food, how far you can go and by food, to try to restrict your movements that way. That's the theory for this year. Now, with the droughts, that also comes with the weather manipulation, and which will cause famine, Dust Bowl event, if it gets that bad. I don't know if it's going to get that bad.
You just gave me a thought. Vandy was talking about noticing possibly looks like we're going into a shortage of gas, maybe.
Yeah.
I was ahead.
If things do go in that direction, I know it's a month away, but I wonder if work's going to be able to have ISE because no one can
travel.
No one can travel.
Well, there's countries that are also putting restrictions on plane travel.
Like
Yeah.
this is a problem with having such a large country. Like,
Yeah. Well, our problem is we have refineries,
Right.
but our refineries are only created for heavy crude oil from like Venezuela, the type of crude oil that they have. The oil that the U.S. produces that comes out of the ground is called sweet crude oil, which is a lot easier to produce gasoline from and diesel and everything else from, kerosene, all that. It's a lot easier. We don't have the capability to process that crude oil, that sweet oil, so we have to ship it overseas to get processed and then bring it back. Or we just straight up buy it from another country, which is what we do. But we are the world's number one exporter of oil.
We are the best.
So this is, again, why Trump went to Venezuela first before he went to Iran to get that heavy crude oil. So our refineries can do that, produce that for the world while leaving us restricted. Now, oh man, I wasn't planning on going all this.
well,
But just a second, I gotta finish this. The price manipulation on the gasoline is entirely fabricated because the quart of oil on the shelf isn't going up in price
Right.
because it's fixed, it's there, nothing's going to happen. It's the owners of BP and Shell and so on and so forth that are artificially raising the price because they're using this war as a way to get more money. That's what it ultimately comes down to. That's why gas is $4 a gallon right now, because we already have gasoline that's been in storage for months.
yeah, it's not like they're constantly buying it.
Yes.
And, well, I mean, they are buying it, but it's not like
It's
they
not
have
coming from
reserves. It's not like the moment they buy
Yes.
it, it's instantly coming to the. It's like, no, the stuff that's been there, they bought a while ago.
Yeah. And so they're artificially raising it to, quote, meet the demand with a lower amount of gasoline to go
But
around.
the demand usually doesn't change.
I know. They're just manipulating the market on purpose. And now, with what we opened up with the podcast with saying, now they're starting to dilute that more with ethanol, putting more ethanol in there,
Yeah. Anyway,
which is my theory.
No, it makes sense.
So I'm done. That went off the rails a little bit. But weather modification, manipulation. So with all that weather,
It's gonna affect the
how do you
cryptids.
think the Snallygaster is going to do in all this rain?
we're gonna move on, whether you like it or not.
Oh.
Yeah. Get out of here.
All right, the Snallygaster. Both of you guys seem to know what it is.
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
used to have one.
Do y'all know? Do y'all know?
He died. He got sucked up by a vacuum.
Do y'all know it like very well, or just like of it?
The general gist of like,
Because I'm gonna kind of go over.
it's someone's mother-in-law.
Golly.
Oof, oofta.
Sorry.
So, Snallygaster is an ancient German dragon, quote unquote, originally called the Schnellergeist,
Snallygaster.
that terrorized the citizens of Frederick County, Maryland from mid-18th century all the way through to the 20th century.
Nice.
It comes from the German word Schnellengeist because in Germany they had a cryptid, I guess, an entity that's what they called it, and it means quick spirit or fast ghost. Something they just were like, originally when it was in Germany, it was more of a just like a, oh, I saw that in the corner of my eye, something's moving and interfering with things. So German immigrants settled into the Appalachian region, and then with that comes their folklore. So they already have like this idea of the Schnellergeist in their mind. And so when a farmer in 1735 reports seeing a giant bird swoop in and take his livestock, the folklore of like, did you see it? Well, I saw it in the corner of my eye. They were like, oh, it's the Schnellergeist. That's kind of how it started.
There's one with
I have a picture I'm going to send that I
in the Discord.
haven't sent it yet, but I was
Okay.
going to send of based on like the modern depiction of it. This is what it would look like. It's a drawing, of course, not real, but anyway.
It is real for some of us.
So he said the creature was unlike any known predator. It had wings like a dragon, a metallic sheen to its curved beak, and a size that dwarfed the largest of birds. And so the tale of the Snallygaster began.
So we're talking like, I'm trying to get a sense of the how big it is. We're talking like the size of Andrew's truck, which Andrew drives a really nice truck, really, really big.
I'll get into it later, but like
Just kidding.
14 feet long is what some people would say.
That's pretty big.
It's bigger than me,
True.
and I'm.
Speak for yourself.
He is speaking for himself.
I know.
So within weeks of this, similar reports began emerging from neighbors saying that livestock were stolen, there's claw marks, there's damaged property. Originally, it was just described as half bird, half reptilian, but over time, there became more and more descriptive things about it. And so it was said to have a single eye in the middle of its head, either yellow or red, a metallic set of claws and beak with serrated teeth. It had a loud screech compared to that of a train whistle, and it had tentacles that would sprout from its mouth.
What?
Uh,
They just took all their favorite
So,
scary things.
a
put
better
together.
way, and this is I'm about to send the image after I say this. Another way to describe it would be like a mutated sort of European style dragon with one eye in the middle of its head, smallish for a dragon, feathered wings, a sharp crooked beak lined with teeth, and grotesque tentacles shooting out of its mouth. Like that's what it would look
A
like.
cyclops dragon.
So I have this picture. This is what it would look like.
Yeah. It looks
Dude, that looks so weird.
like a naked chicken with a snake tail eating a squid.
Kind of. It doesn't. It looks
Yeah,
gross. It
it-
looks gross.
It's very weird.
If I saw that thing, I'd just call it a Snallygaster.
I think you're gonna say
It's a Snallygaster.
if I saw that thing, I'd eat it. Anyway.
Looks like a bird that didn't quite make it through the fetal stages.
Kind of. So this thing was always a predator, though. There's no question about it. It was a predator. It would snatch livestock from the ground and carry the animals, sometimes people, in its talons. And they also claimed it would drain blood from the victims it captured. It's pretty big. Some estimates saying up to 14 feet long. And it obviously big enough and strong enough to just carry off livestock and humans. And they are known to have a preference for chickens and misbehaved children.
Nice. They chill out with the good kids.
They probably the chickens are like, father, mother. That's why they like the chickens. They're just trying to give their mom a hug. But fear of these things spread rapidly because they seemed nigh invincible. But they found a way to protect themselves. Do you guys know the protection from Snallygasters?
I want to say it's something like
heard of it. No.
dousing yourself in fish guts, because back then they had some weird ways of doing things.
No.
Like you can totally keep this out if you want to, but you guys know the saying "blow smoke up someone's."
Yeah.
Yes.
That came from them literally thinking that would wake somebody up who fainted or had a concussion that was knocked out.
Yeah.
You've heard it too?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
So not blowing smoke up your butt.
They would literally
blow
they
smoke
would
up his butt.
They would take like pumps or whatever and just
That's wild.
and it would be a lot too. Like it would just be like smoke engulfs around them.
That's
It's
like waking
crazy.
up. That's like waking up from colonoscopy.
If that don't wake you up, I
Just
don't know.
constantly farting. Have you seen those videos where
No.
where they wake up? You're not if you have a colonoscopy, you are not allowed to leave the hospital room until you fart.
Yeah, I have heard
And
that.
it is like,
Some of them are bad.
yeah, like they are very long, very long.
Well, it's
and
because you
loud.
had anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's colonoscopy. Is
Yeah,
it colonoscopy or is it
I
a
think-
different procedure?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
pretty sure it's a colonoscopy.
Okay.
So to protect themselves.
Speaking of butts,
no, to protect themselves from these things, farmers began to paint 7-pointed stars or hexes on their barns, known as
Jews.
barn quilts or barn symbols. This protected them, supposedly.
Wow.
so where did they come up with the 7 stars?
It was
Is
just a hex.
the number 7 from God?
Yeah,
or,
God's perfect number.
You know, just
Throw it out there. It's
or
gotta
is
work.
it 7 points that
How-
create another star out of the stars?
how did they figure out this worked? I have no idea.
Oh, the Germans.
But it was some various degree of success. It didn't always work for everybody, but supposedly it
You
worked.
must have been a bad kid.
So some sightings persisted even with this, and the creature was known to be intelligent and swift, and it was like quickly the name
Translated.
Transisted.
Oh.
transitioned from the
Transition.
German to the now known Snallygaster. By the 1800s, so 1730s is when this started. Basically, for several years, it was an issue, and then it kind of faded into memory more than an ongoing thing. Like, you'd hear about it every now and then, but people kind of stopped caring. The 1800s, the Snallygaster started coming back. However, it was mostly used by slave owners to control their slaves.
Oh, great.
They would
So for like a child story telling people.
they would
about
tell them, because this was during when slaves would run away. They had the abolitionists, helping
Yeah.
free people, and so the slave owners would tell their slaves, "You can't go out at night. You can't run off because that's when the Snallygaster comes and he snacks up, he
snatches up.
snatches up black people in the night." Like they started narrowing it down,
oh my
saying,
God.
and so they would like try to scare their slaves and be like, "We're protecting you from the monster." Unfortunate.
Of course.
But and then like even at that for a while that kind of became the main crux of the Snallygast was more used in a racial kind of way. Even after slavery, they would still perpetuate, oh, you have to be careful if you're black because the Snallygaster targets you.
Wow.
Not a fun period of time. In 1909, the Jersey Devil started becoming
the good
popular.
Old Jersey Devil. I'd listen to a podcast about that today.
So, again,
Also, someone's mother-in-law.
the Snallygaster had kind of fallen out of favor again. People weren't talking about it as much. The Devil Jersey becomes popular in 1909. So a newspaper in Maryland called the Valley Register began running its own stories on the Snallygaster to compete with the stories about the Jersey Devil, to get hype and to get
Like our
people
cryptid
in.
is better than your cryptid.
And so they started doing reports on it all the time. The paper even reported that one of these creatures snatched up and drained the blood of a black man named Bill Jefferson. Then from that story, they started saying, oh, the Washington is paying attention to this thing. They're taking this threat seriously. Like they're like, we have reports of those in DC, the lawmakers trying to look into this and investigating it. And the Smithsonian said the Smithsonian is putting out an award on the creature's capture alive, and the government's putting a bounty on its head.
Of course, the Smithsonian.
With the hide going for about $100,000 per square foot.
100,000 per
Back
square
then?
foot.
Yeah.
That, and
Like
it was
per
at
square
least,
foot of hide?
Yes.
So if you just found some hide, messed it up, turned it in for $100 grand.
Supposedly, this offer was so good that Teddy Roosevelt nearly canceled his African safari to go hunt the beast himself.
Man.
I have heard of that one.
But
Which
it turns
is a
out
crazy.
It turns out that like
process.
basically all of these stories that they were saying, almost all of them were complete fake hoaxes that they made up. And it was a campaign by the editor George Roderick and reporter Ralph Wolf to boost the news. Like basically, the Devil
Get their
Jersey's
news
getting
pet.
attention.
Yeah.
We have a cryptid. Let's get our cryptid out there. And they just made up stories and then and ran with it.
I mean, it kind of worked for him a little bit.
So like always with this thing, after a couple years, it dies back down. Nobody's really talking about it anymore. So now Snallygaster's kind of pivoted. It's no longer used as a racial tool,
Hope not.
but now it's mostly just like a boogeyman story to tell kids to keep them scared so they won't do stuff bad. Oh, if you do this, the Snallygaster's going to get you kind of thing.
I want to hear an Irishman say it. The Snallygaster.
And then,
That's a horrible Irish accent.
have y'all heard this part of the tale?
No, I've only heard of the front.
1932 during Prohibition.
I have.
So you know this?
Yes, just I'll be quiet.
The people started hearing some weird sounds, and immediately they're like, "Oh, it's a Snallygaster." They started blaming Snallygaster.
Pick it up.
Reality, it's because it's Prohibition, and people are like making moonshine, and the sound is the people making moonshine loudly. They're lying. They're covering
Yeah.
themselves up. They're like, "Oh, it's a Snallygaster. Don't come over here."
Don't go over
and
there.
then
Snallygaster's over there.
It just so happens, there's a new fact now about the Snallygaster. It's attracted to the scent of moonshine.
So it can't be around here. We ain't got no Snallygasters.
So
We ain't got no Snallygasters.
Pretty
then there was an account. There was a 2,500 gallon vat of moonshine sitting and boiling. A Snallygaster flies close, gets enticed by the aroma because apparently they love the smell of moonshine. So it flies over to where they're boiling this stuff. The fumes overwhelm it and it crashes into the boiling vat and dies and gets boiled. The moonshiners, what really happened is that they did something to cause a commotion and there is a loud crash, right? So the moonshiners all run for it because they're going to get caught. And two Prohibition officers, George T. Danford and Charles E. Cushwa, show up to the scene. And they claim they saw the bones of the Snallygaster in the vat,
Just boiling away.
and that it's most of it had been dissolved already. But they found the bones and were very excited about it. So what did they do? Do you guys know what they did?
They took the moonshine.
Took it to the Smithsonian.
That's right. They surrounded the place with 560 pounds of dynamite and blew it up.
Oh my gosh.
They blew it up.
Why?
They blew up the whole
Bro, the
facility.
thing's a devil.
No evidence of any of it. The moonshine, the Snallygaster.
Yeah,
None of it.
Where did all that moonshine go?
Sounds like a
But-
government job to me.
But these two guys, the two officers claim, yeah, we saw that thing and they were excited about seeing it.
Stupid.
It's real.
And then they blew it up. And that's basically that's like the last real story about
Yeah.
like seeing one. It was 1932 with that.
Because they blew up.
The last one died. It boiled alive in moonshine and got blown up.
Stupid.
So that's the Snallygaster.
If it got boiled alive in moonshine, it would have preserved it with
No
alcohol.
No,
But
it
no.
dissolved it all.
Whatever. It wouldn't have like preserved it. I mean, you know what I mean. Of course, if it's boiling, it's going to cook the meat and tenderize it and so on and so forth like a crock pot. But
Preservate it.
the meat itself will be preserved eventually.
Do you think the mouth tentacles would have got tough from that?
Mm,
What do you think
Well,
it
if they're-
tastes like?
anything like a squid, then yeah.
What do you guys think it tastes like?
Gaster snally?
Chicken.
Chicken.
I mean, it is a bird type.
Pokemon. It's a bird type Pokemon. Well,
Are Pokemon named after the only thing that they can say?
Ooh.
depends.
Pika, Pika.
I don't know anything about Pokemon.
I don't either. That's why I'm asking him.
Yeah, I have a doctorate.
So be careful. Whatever you say
I'm
is
overqualified for
is
that
truth
question.
now. You could single-handedly wreck millions of people's lives with your answer.
Well, a lot of it's classified.
Oh, okay. This guy's a government psyop.
Like, you can't. There's secrets that mere men aren't meant to know. But what I can tell you is that Pokemon is evil because it teaches evolution.
That's right. You heard it here, fellas. And we will see you in the next episode. We'll see you. Goodbye. Just kidding.
Bip, bip, bip,
You got some tinfoil for us?
Yeah, I do. Let me get my graphic going here.
Let me get my girl. That's what I thought you were going to say.
That is what we look like on the screen, people.
That's all of us put together.
That's all of us put together.
It's funny how it's skinny.
Lizard people.
Yeah, it took the three of us and somehow
You know, it said, you know what? I think they look skinny.
The one thing it did get right is I said make the globe tinfoil, and it did. So I'm happy about that.
That is scary.
One thing I didn't get right is the beard because you shaved and you refused to grow back.
You guys have got enough to cover me.
No.
It's crazy how real that guy looks, though, and how real the background looks.
Yeah.
AI's gotten pretty good at drawing photoreal people.
Yeah,
Except his 8 fingers.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 thumbs.
I see a little thumb. So he's got 9.
Yes, there's 8 fingers and 2 thumbs.
Oh, shut up. That's not how that works.
All right, right now we are going to play tinfoil or
But
truth.
his one hand is a little off because he's got his thumb on the wrong side.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't see.
I can't make it bigger.
You're not my dad.
But if you are joining us, play along down in the comment section below. I give out 2 headlines. These 2 fine gentlemen and yourself try to guess which one is truth and which one is tinfoil.
Tinfoil.
So the first headline is that in 2025, scientists trained hamsters to operate miniature submarines in a water maze at MIT. At MIT. I don't know why I cut out there.
Tinfoil.
The next one, also having to do with the animal kingdom, is that in 2023, scientists trained goldfish to dive. Excuse me. Scientists trained goldfish to drive tiny robotic cars toward food.
Tinfoil true.
They're both fake. You can't train a goldfish.
I don't know. Can you train a goldfish?
I can't. No. I'm gonna
Oh,
say.
you're saying you like as in me. You're right.
I'm gonna say Tinfoil true. Just time. Do you go with Andrew?
Yeah, you guys are right.
I know all.
Which is
Well,
crazy. I thought
know they're not
hamsters would
out
be
there
smarter.
training.
You can train a goldfish to jump a hoop.
You can't train a hamster.
You can train your dragon.
How?
Watch the movie.
Mm.
All right, round 2. Fight. A man survived being struck by lightning 7 times
True.
within the span of 1 year.
True.
Or a woman was struck by lightning twice in the same grocery store parking lot in 2026, but nobody saw it.
True
tinfoil.
tinfoil.
Now, I'm going to say something.
It's just because she's a woman.
True.
That is that's true. Yes, sir.
I saw a YouTube video the other day of there's a specific rock that every single night lightning strikes that rock.
What?
It's
Every
wild.
night?
Every single night.
That's crazy.
Not on my watch.
It's crazy. Yep.
Someone go move it.
It's like I shouldn't say rock. It's like a boulder buried.
Someone go move it.
So this one has to do with food in the ancient world. Archaeologists find Roman delivery receipts written on clay tablets from before Christ. Or archaeologists have found 2,000-year-old fast food stalls in Pompeii.
True, false. True, tinfoil.
Tinfoil true.
Tinfoil true. There are fast food stalls buried in Pompeii, which is wild.
What? I'm wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
Imagine Andrew got one wrong.
They didn't have delivery back then.
Look,
They
man.
didn't have they had DoorDash before DoorDash.
I know for a fact that
They asked for tip.
there are
Toga Dash.
20%.
there are clay tablets that show a receipt type thing.
Yes, that's real,
Yeah.
but not delivery.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Does
think?
no.
You guys, you guys think back in the day, parents were like, "You let your kids play with clay tablets?"
Yeah.
Why don't they go outside and play with a real rock?
Your kid's gonna be an idiot. You always let him inside to play with the tablets, and now we can't even get our kids to touch grass.
No, sorry. I'm so sad.
Y'all have kids?
Well, that's all the time we got for today. All right. Last set of 2. Scientists discovered this year that slime mold can solve mazes, or the other way around. Scientists discovered that mold can recognize its owner's voice.
The other way around. Mazes can solve slime mold.
Yeah.
True tinfoil.
True tinfoil.
True tinfoil. And
Yeah, that was the last one.
a library once received a book returned more than 100 years late.
True.
Or a library once fined a man for $40,000 for returning a, quote, haunted book.
True tinfoil.
Yeah, I'm going to say true tinfoil.
They're both true. I'm sorry.
So wait. Okay. So the man rented the book from the library
Yes, on Black Magic.
and then he returned that book.
And the librarians said this is highly debated because there was a storm that night. But they literally convinced the public officials that when he returned it, they felt an ominous presence. And then that night the storm happened and it wrecked the library. So they tried to sue him for $40,000 and the judge immediately threw it out.
Good.
He's like, no, you guys are stupid.
Good.
So
I didn't even turn it in late. I just returned it.
God, women.
So
Do you think he went back and got it? Because he's like, it's
No.
real. It worked.
no, because if he did, then maybe it would have been taken to court.
Yeah. All right. I cut out a lot of this, but I wanted to read you guys the journal of a detective from back in 1906 from a place that my father was born in Stockton, California. And that's sort of how I came to know about this, because he would tell us this story about this haunted downtown area where the ghost of a man who was shoved in a suitcase still haunts there. And people to this day will swear up and down that they see ghosts or feel things or whatever. So I went back, I looked up this detective who, for all accounts, it says anonymous, but it is still in the Stockton Police Department's possession in the evidence. So take that for what it's worth. But this is his written out words. It's not like somebody just came up with it. This legitimately was from back in 1906.
No, I don't believe it.
Okay.
Who wrote it?
We don't know.
Your mom.
It's literally says anonymous. But
That's who wrote it.
but
That's
the police
guy's name.
say it was one of the
group
detectives from back then.
Anonymous. They were active back in 1906. Duh.
The real secret society is anonymous, not the Masons.
Or the
Freemasons,
not the
you boy.
Illuminati.
Yeah. Emma Ledoux. Because I don't want to say her name how I think it is. Either way, he writes that this case began in March 1906, Stockton, California, where I was called to the Southern Pacific Railroad Depot because of the smell.
He was called to it because of the smell?
Yeah.
Was it a bad smell?
Yes.
Why would you go investigate a bad smell?
He's the detective.
Oh.
That's
Kind of his job. Why? Just use your thinking brain.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
So he gets there and he is upset because, quote, why am I being called for just the smell?
Wait, why is he going to the smell?
Because it smells bad. He records, he stepped out and he smelled a heavy, sweet sickness. I guess that's how they wrote back then. Coming from one of the trunks.
That's a good band name. Sweet Sickness.
That would be a cool band name. All right, we're changing the podcast name to Sweet Sickness.
No, we aren't.
Are you down with the sickness?
The Sweet Snake.
I'm a snake. I'm a snake.
All right, we're derailing.
Shut up.
True. Back to investigating the sweet sickness.
So it gets called because of the smell coming out of one of the trunks at the depot. This was back in the day where people would just unload the cargo off the trains and you would just go pick it up, kind of like our modern day of an airport type deal. Nobody claimed this one, and when he got...
Baggage claim.
Yeah. Nobody claimed this one, though. And he's seeing a bunch of people come off the trains, get back onto trains, and literally the smell was so bad, he records that it was like a perfect circle was around it because nobody wanted to get near it. So he goes there, he gets the bag, and he said everything looks normal. The wood on it was worn. The brass latches were a bit worn, but it was big enough for somebody to basically move enough stuff across the country where they could start a new life. So it was not a small trunk. It was pretty big.
It was a 12 by 14 suitcase.
Basically.
12 foot by 14.
He said...
Big enough to put a Snallygaster in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing about it announces a murder, but that was the trouble. Some people says that this has been there for days. Some people say it came off the last train. I don't know, but it smells. So he grabs the trunk, and it is incredibly heavy. He can't move it by himself very easily, so he calls one of the train.
That's why no one stole it, because it's too heavy.
He's a weak man.
He calls one of the baggage attendants over and says, "We need to open this up. I'm a police officer. Here's my badge." And he says, quote, "I remember the small metallic click because that's when the whole place changed." He opens up, and inside was stuffed a man. Full-grown man. Not a smidget.
Ugh.
A full-grown man. Not cut up either. Bones broken to fit inside.
Ugh. Yeah.
So, yeah. It was as if he was pushed into the box, broken in certain places as to fit his whole body into the shape of a box.
Ugh.
Upon
We're talking like a maybe like a 2 foot by 4 foot wide chest.
something like that. I couldn't get dimensions for it.
Ugh.
Upon inspection of the man,
Maybe we need to put a disclaimer before this.
yeah, we might. Upon inspection of the man, it is revealed that his identification cards belong to one Albert McVar, or McVicar, McVicar. At the moment, I can only assume this is the man. Upon looking at the manifest for the previous trains that had come in within the span of the last week, no one has been on a train with that name. So I can only conclude someone has murdered or pronounced him dead and tried to ship him to Stockton, California.
It was so much easier to get away with crimes back then.
Yes.
Dude, your investigative skills had to be next level.
Yeah.
In order to
Like being able to smell
solve
something
crimes.
is bad.
Yeah. So he writes, someone had shipped him away. Someone had believed the distance could erase their guilt, but someone had looked at a dead man and decided that he could become luggage. This is my first breadcrumb, the body. And then he goes into how he took the body to a mortician, and they called for a doctor, and they tried to do a biopsy. But obviously back in 1906, it's not anything like what we have today. So they couldn't really tell him much other than...
Here's the problem. He was bent to fit into a box.
That's how he died.
Hope this helps.
So he concludes we cannot deduce that anything has been done to this man other than the breaking of bones.
Literally what Jeremy just said.
Yeah, literally. He concludes in his notes about the trunk. Someone bought it. Someone carried it. Someone loaded it, and someone saw it. Very easy stuff. This is not Sherlock we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
The opposite of what you said, maybe.
So this detective was
very basic.
The way he writes is he's like a little superstitious or religious, because he writes, every object remembers a little bit, even if it cannot speak. So if I follow the trunk backwards, perhaps I will find the killer. So he goes back to the depot and he begins to talk to everybody who touched the crate. He finds that it was two younger men that had to take the crate off because it was very heavy. And they said that they got it from the train conductor at the back of the caboose of train whatever They couldn't tell me exactly which one it was, either train 4 or train 16. We don't know. He goes to the conductor, says, "Where did you get this at?" He says, "I picked it up at the California Hotel."
Hotel California.
Which that has its own little things about how that song was based off of this. But that's not fact. That's just hearsay.
That's a fact. Something I just made up now.
Actually, it's a fact.
So he says, "This is where the case has changed for me. The depot was where the truth escaped, and the hotel is where the truth has been locked inside. Hotels are strange places. They are built for temporary lives. People sleep in rooms where strangers have cried all night, and they whisper through thin walls. They sign false names, and they leave before sunrise."
Strangers sit there all night and cry.
Yeah.
He says,
when you go to your next hotel, that's what you should think. Someone's cried in this room.
he said, "A hotel room can hide almost anything for a little while, but not from me." He's very confident.
It's just like one of those monologues of the detectives, the black and white movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it sounds like.
Yeah. So he does a double take of the crate or the luggage piece. He can't find a name on there, so he goes over the whole manifest of the train, takes notes of everybody who's there. Then he goes to he contacts the hotel, gets all the names of people who were registered there. One name pops out, Emma Ledoux. Don't know what she looks like. Actually, I forgot to put that graphic up, but that's what AI thinks she looks like. Anyhow,
Of course.
yeah, very black and white. But she,
That's racist.
upon investigating her a little bit, he finds out that she was connected to Albert, and some people knew her as his wife. So he's like, okay, maybe this is a crime of passion, dear Watson. And he would later study her out and find that she was tied to one of Stockton's most infamous crimes later on. So they think, okay, I know who it is.
Stockton's been a crime-ridden place ever since the beginning.
Yep, it's where my dad was born.
Makes sense.
Yep, that was a crime. So he says, okay, maybe we have a connection here because she's supposed to be on the train. She did not get off the train, so maybe she just purchased the ticket, gave the luggage, and never got on the train.
I thought you were going to say, so maybe she's still on the train.
Good detective work.
He continues to write. He says, "A murder is not only about who did it. It's about the room. It's about the silence, the minutes before, and the decision after." Many people think this is just nonsense and him trying to sound really smart because whatever that means.
He's just narrating his own movie.
Yeah.
At this point.
He said, "I stood in the hotel and tried to imagine the hours before the trunk arrived. Albert alive, his wife Emma nearby, a private room, a closed door, maybe a drink, and maybe a conversation. Maybe Trust sitting at the table right up before he is fatally killed. Later accounts would say that Albert was indeed poisoned." So he is, this is like years later when the body's finally gotten to better medical attention.
Go. I was trying not to interrupt you, but I was trying to do my vocal stem here.
Go for it. He says, "I deduce that a man lifts a glass, he swallows, he does the ordinary thing of his life, and then the room goes quiet. That is the part where no newspaper can truly describe, the quiet after. What does the killer hear then? Footsteps in the hallway, the city outside, their own breathing, or perhaps something else? Because after the death came the decision. No panic, no planning. Find the trunk, get the body inside, close the lid, buy the ticket, and say goodbye."
If she did that, you realize how much force it takes to break a femur?
Yes, that's what he's getting to. He says, upon our inspection of the body, many broken bones had to be many broken bones had to take place to fit inside the crate. Therefore, she must have accomplices.
Or she's just a really strong woman.
They didn't believe in strong women back then.
That's their problem.
All women are stronger than
time.
men. This is known fact.
Yeah.
So
he goes and arrests her.
listen, here's my thought process. This is kind of derailed, kind of not. Sorry.
Do it.
Of course, as we know, rigor mortis and all that, right?
Yeah.
In the process of decomposition, if a body's laying flat, all the blood pools to the back.
Yeah.
If she let him lay there for a long period of time, all the blood pools to the back. If you hit his leg with a hammer to break the leg, of course it's going to make a mark on the skin.
Sure.
But would it make a bruise?
I don't think so. I think you would just see an indentation
Yeah. That's my thought process.
because there's nothing to push the blood there.
Yeah.
So, she is later arrested, tried for her crimes, but she has an alibi, which the detective deduces that was her actual accomplice. So, she claims that Albert got on a train to go to Stockton for business and was never seen again. That's where his whole place in the story ends. Now, after all of this happens, he later retires, and that's where they said that he gave his journal to them, hoping that it would eventually be solved or whatever. But we know that she got away free. So obviously something didn't plan or go to plan. So that kind of is messed up. Now, where it comes into more modern times, there are 4 or 3 main places that they keep seeing Albert. Like, people describe him, and by all accounts, it looks like Albert. There's a thrift shop that this has no credibility whatsoever, but it's part of it. The show Ghost Hunters. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They went there because whatever, and apparently they got some audio clippings of Albert's name being said on audio, whatever. I don't necessarily believe all their hoopla and all that. But that is one place that many, many people have said, and obviously this could be just people wanting to be part of it, but they said that if you stay in there past midnight, somebody will eventually come up behind you and pull your hair. It's happened many times.
Doing a yaga.
Yes.
Yaga.
The next place is everybody's heard of Bob Hope, right?
Bob Hope? No.
Old-timey actor, very big in Hollywood. He has a theater dedicated to him. And a lot of people say that the Bob Hope Theater constantly gets cold spots and visual ghosts going through there. And one of them is Albert. Take that for what it is. But the one place that keeps getting it is the Main Street Hotel. And it's sort of like that one hotel that you see in New York that everybody makes videos of. I can't think of the name right now, but
Hampton.
the Hampton Inn.
I mean, that's a hotel.
Yeah. No, there's one in New York. I can't think of it, but this has similar accounts of where like people will go into a room and then they can't get out, and then they'll feel like they've spent hours and hours and hours in there, and when they finally are able to make their way out of the room, it's been like 2 minutes.
A time slip.
Yeah, weird stuff like that. This one is directly tied to his wife because his wife used that hotel many times, and that could be their supernatural way of saying, "Oh, she was here." But I think the the moral of the story is she seemed like a very evil woman because she then took all of his money and disappeared.
According to AI, she doesn't look like an evil woman.
Yeah, she does. Look at that.
She looks like Wednesday.
Yeah, grown up Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw that person just standing in the middle of your room,
Well,
Fight.
first of all,
300 blackout.
anybody standing in the middle of my room is going to look evil.
They're gonna freak you out.
Yeah, especially if they're not supposed to be there.
okay, I have a weird dream that I had last night.
I had an extremely weird dream the other day.
I had a dream that it was us three and a bunch of other people that I know them. We were in a house and we were watching like this devil figure go around the house trying to get in.
Nice.
And I was like, I kept saying, "Where are the guns?" And I don't know why. And Jeremy was like, "You just got to pray."
True.
So we both had our modes of attack there, but it was very freaky because I could see people outside and he was going after them, like just trying to get whatever. I was like, what in the world? This is weird. I don't understand it.
I had a dream last week or this week, I can't remember. But it was like me trying to sleep in the bed of my truck with my platform.
Okay.
But every time that I did, there'd be a group of little beings that would try to come up and then they would torment me to keep me from sleeping. And then I would get out and I would try to fight them and shoot at them. And then the banshees from Halo would come down.
What?
Would come down and start shooting at me and force me to get back into the truck for cover.
So it's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah. And so it was like this battle constant. And I would wake up and it was my body telling me it was a nightmare, you know, like my heart's pumping and I'm just like, I'm in fight or flight mode when I wake up. And then I realize what's happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's stupid. And then I fall back to sleep and I go right back into that dream again. It happened like 3-4 times. And it was like, it was just a constant stupid nightmare that lasted the whole night.
I've had those moments.
I was like, what is this?
You wake up, you go back to sleep, and it just
Yeah.
goes right back into it. And you're like, ah.
Those are the weirdest when you're like, all right.
Like,
okay.
I can't describe the little creatures that were trying to come after me, but but I specifically remember the banshees from Halo coming down.
Do you guys ever have like a nightmare that keeps recurring?
Yes.
I did one time.
We used to have this giant steeple. I don't know if I've ever said this.
We are so
on
off
here.
topic.
I'm done with my topic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's an evil lady.
Yeah.
We had this steeple that was like, no joke, 100 feet up in the air at the church I used to go to. And I used to have this dream that I was on top and all of a sudden like a wind or something would push me off.
Nice.
But like as I fell, I could feel myself like hitting the ground, but not like being hurt. But the whole time I would be like petrified going down. I'm like, okay. But yeah, that would happen where it was like, wake up and then you go back to sleep and you're back in it. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, what? Why? And the other one that I used to have was from Indiana Jones. You remember where he's running out of the cave and the ball's like coming? I used to have that, dude. And I was like, I'm gonna die. Oh my. But
Dreams are weird, man.
yeah, they trick you, man.
I definitely had a weird dream last night, and I probably remembered it this morning. But now I just like I just remember being very weird.
Yeah. I hate that when you have a dream and you're trying to remember it and you can't.
Yeah.
But you know the feeling that it gave you.
Yep.
It's weird because most of the time when I have a dream, it's like I'm treating everything that's happening as this is what happens, like in this situation. And it's not until after I'm like, that would never happen.
I don't know. Have I told y'all that it's not that uncommon for me to have a dream where weird stuff's happening that shouldn't happen, and my dream self will be like, this can't be happening. Therefore, this is not a dream. It's real life. Like I consistently get halfway there and then get to myself it's real.
The logic was good until it wasn't.
That's terrible. I had a dream
so
like
bad
that.
It's real.
I had a dream like that a couple weeks ago where I knew I was dreaming, but I wasn't lucid dreaming. Right?
I can't
Yeah.
lucid dream. My brain says no.
I can't do that. But I knew, like in a moment, I knew it was a dream, and then I just went right back into it, and everything played out. It's weird.
Do y'all dream in first person or third person?
Both, but
Both.
most of the time first.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
But I do have both.
It's not uncommon for my dreams to be like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
Do you guys, when you guys think, do you think of yourself in first or third person?
Wait.
Like right now?
Like if you think of yourself doing something or you're trying to figure something out, are you thinking of like from your POV or like the third person? Like if as
First person.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never thought of it like that, so I don't know, but probably first person.
I do like both.
Where you're trying to figure out a problem, but you're looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Like your inner monologue, you have a picture of yourself trying to figure it out.
Actually, I think I third person.
You do?
I think I do. Because I just now was like picturing myself working on the washing machine, and I pictured it third person.
Yeah, I'll go back and forth.
So maybe, I don't know.
See, these are the questions we need to be answering. See, now Andrew's thinking, for those people listening, Andrew's deep in thought.
Okay, Andrew, you need to work on your vehicle. Think about that for a second. Was it first person or third person?
Now I can't unbiasedly think
We just hacked.
by like that. I can't unbiasedly think that
Did I
because
just hack your brain?
biohacking.
See, for me, whenever I did it, I didn't even have I didn't have to think to myself, okay, which one am I doing? Like, literally just popped in my head, and it was third person. I was like, oh,
Okay.
Like when I
just like right
well,
now.
my automatic reaction is first person.
think of like, okay, I have to do this, this, and this, like throughout the day.
Yeah.
I like visualize me doing it.
Yeah, that I think
Like-
that's what I do.
Like if I say I gotta go drop off something at UPS, I visualize myself dropping it off, but not in the first person. Like I'm looking at myself in UPS
Oh, yeah,
dropping it
yeah,
off.
Yeah, that's
I've
weird.
never thought about it, so I don't know.
I convinced myself I do third
When
person.
you think about, okay, tomorrow morning I'm going hunting. How does that look? Does it look like first person, the gun's in your hand, or is it like, I think I'm gonna go to this place and you visualize yourself sitting in it's somewhere around that place or whatever?
I guess I do both. Sometimes I do both. It depends on the situation. It depends on if I want to think third person, then I think third person.
Yeah.
I think.
But I got a good way to end this.
1906.
Every-
Convicted.
Everybody is now on manual breathing mode.
Yes.
Shut up. Hey,
True.
I got to tell you something, Jeremy.
I can't stop. I'm gonna die.
You lost the game.
I know. I lost.
What? Oh, the tinfoil of truth?
No.
No, I lost. You don't.
I don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost. He lost, but
That's
I am
the
lost.
game. That's the game. When you think about it, you lose.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I lost.
I don't know what it is, so
Like
I'm
that's
winning.
when somebody brings it up to you about the game. Like, hey, like I just did, Jeremy, you lost the game. They lost the game. It's the same
Is
thing.
it like the don't look?
it's the
circle
same
finger thing?
concept. Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's the same concept. It's from when this was probably around beforehand, but it was like a big thing when Jessica first went to college.
So 1845.
So
It's a big millennial thing.
20 years ago.
Yeah, it's a big millennial thing. My Gen Z, they don't really do it often, except for the older Gen Zs, like the 96 to 2000.
The game.
Yeah.
The older Gen Zs.
Apparently, this guy doesn't either.
Yeah, the older Gen Z. Okay, dude, there's a category within Gen Z.
There's subcategories.
Yeah, which is the 96,
Okay.
or is it 95 when Gen Z starts? 96.
96.
96 to 2000. That's its own subcategory category as
Yeah.
zillennial.
Yeah, they like to call themselves millennials. They're
So
not. They're not though. They're all Zoomers.
Okay,
You have
say,
90 to
okay,
94.
They're
whatever.
all Zoomers.
You're a millennial. You don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong.
They're all Zoomers. Mr. Robinson,
You're wrong.
Mr. Robinson was talking to me today about. I don't even remember what it was, but he was like talking about being millennial. He always makes fun of me, and he's like, "And the millennials have failed the test." And I don't remember what it was, but it's like something. He's like, "We didn't fail the test. You just gave us the wrong one."
Wow.
I wish I was
It's
a
always
boomer.
everybody else's fault.
I wish I was a boomer complaining about my
401k not being at
my house that I bought for $20,000 being worth only $1.5 million instead of $2 million.
These kids just aren't grateful anymore. They gotta get out and
gotta
work
get
hard.
They don't want to work, which is true. They don't want to work.
A lot of them don't, but
False.
You just quit your
Statistically-
job. Do not sit here and
I
talk.
quit my job for another job.
Yeah, to go to Florida for
Statistically, Gen Z's working more hours and more jobs than other generations.
it's true. High school students have the same amount of stress.
It's fact. It's not.
if you would have said millennials, I would have said
no.
true. Other
No. It's fact.
All right, that's
Look
all
it
we
up.
have for you guys
they're
today.
working
We're going to see you in the next
80,
episode next
100-hour
week.
weeks.
Thank you.
Yes, fact.
They have,
Goodbye.
They have,
Bye.
they have 3 jobs.
Yes.
They don't. Look it up. You're wrong. You're wrong.
You're wrong.